Good morning. When it comes to love, so many of us are on a constant quest to find the right person. The right person is attractive and kind, shares just enough of our interest, gets along with our friends and family and makes us feel special. When we finally meet this person, we feel like we are supposed to just know they are the right one. It feels right. But when choosing someone to potentially spend our lives with, so many of us ignore one crucial component: money. Money has long been known to be the leading cause of stress in relationships. Probably because for so many couples, it is a topic that is off limits. Maybe you are insecure about your own financial situation, and talking it over with your partner would force you to deal with the reality of a serious situation. Perhaps you've only been dating for a few months and you fear that bringing up such a real topic is going to put a damper on the good time that you're having. Or maybe you just never even considered discussing finances with a partner and figure out that everything would simply work itself out. But financial compatibility will play a huge role in the success of your relationship. Money is going to impact any choices you and your partner decide to make or not to make. Are you going to buy a house, have kids, retire early? Each of those things take a considerable amount of financial planning, and if you are not on the same page or you don't share the same values when it comes to money, it is going to cause a problem down the road. But let's be clear. Financial compatibility does not mean you need to go looking for a partner with the same financial standing as yourself, or that you need to kick someone to the curb because they don't earn enough money. Rather, this kind of compatibility has much more to do with your respective attitudes towards and habits surrounding money. Some icebreakers to get the conversation started. Your own answers and those of your partner could be illuminating. They could include questions like, if I could do anything with my money, I would. Or if money were no object, I would. If I could use my money to do something fabulous for my partner, I would. Or my biggest dream is. This conversation is where you go over the basics. So the first one is, this is what my money looks like conversation. How much you earn or your net income, how much you owe, student loans, credit cards, other debt, and how much you spend and save, down to the intensity of your budget or whether you budget at all. The second one is, what are our money goals conversation. This is where you and your partner will go in depth, not just about how your money looks, but what your plan looks for it currently, and whether or not your financial habits and goals are compatible with each other. Again, it's okay if your money goals aren't perfectly aligned at the moment. You simply have to be willing to make compromises to get to a place that makes both of you happy and fulfilled, financially and otherwise. The third conversation is, how are we going to combine finances? Or rather, are we going to combine finances? Some couples choose to set up a joint bank account as soon as they decide that they are in it for the long haul. Some decide to keep their money separate for their entire lives. The reality is that there are 6 different issues. Even if you and your partner don't combine finances anytime soon or ever, their money situation is going to affect yours, and it could cause issues. So the first issue could be, should we pool our earnings together or not? Results from research showed those handling money problems together through joint accounts were more likely to have stronger relationships, most notably in middle-aged or older couples than those just starting out. When one spouse hides money from the other, It is known as financial infidelity, and it can be as serious as the term implies. Some experts argue that couples should have joint checking accounts and even joint credit card accounts. As personal finance expert Rachel Cruz points out, the household income and expenses are no longer his or hers, they are ours. Joint accounts lend themselves to open, transparent spending habits. Separate accounts can lead to secretive and selfish behavior. If you do not want a joint bank account, you at least need a joint budgeting spreadsheet. No matter how you structure your accounts, if you are sharing this decision-making power over a pool of money, a joint spreadsheet is an invaluable tool to help keep track of that money and where it is going. Combining finances or not comes down mainly to a personal preference. You may feel like you need to protect yourself by keeping your finances separate. Others, however, might prefer setting up a joint account to simplify things as much as possible. Regardless, you still need to be on the same page when it comes to budgeting, because it's highly likely that the vast majority of the things you spend money on will be shared. The second issue is carrying old debts. Many people come to the altar with some financial baggage, whether it is a student debt, credit card debt, or gambling habits. If one partner has more debt than the other, sparks can fly when discussions about income, spending, and debt servicing comes up. People in such situations may take some solace in knowing that debts brought into a marriage stay with the person who incurred them and are not extended to the spouse. Issue number 3, ignoring personality differences. There are 5 major money profiles: the spender, the saver, the shopper, the debtor, and the investor. Most people don't fit neatly into one of them. Instead, they may have a primary and secondary money personality. Personality plays a big role in discussions and habits about money. Even if both partners are debt-free, the age-old conflict between spenders and savers can play out in multiple ways. It is important to know your money personality as well as that of your partner and to discuss these differences openly. Some people are natural savers who may be viewed as cheapskates and risk-averse. Some are big spenders and like to make a statement, and others take pleasure in shopping and buying. Others rack up debt, often mindlessly, while some are natural investors who delay satisfaction for the sake of future sufficiency. Many of us display more than one of these characteristics over time, but usually revert to one main type. Whichever profile you and your spouse most likely fit, it's best to recognize bad habits, address them, and moderate them for the good of your relationship. Issue number 4, staging power plays. When one or more of these situations is present, the one who makes or has the most money often wants to dictate the couple's spending priorities. Although there may be some rationale behind this idea, it is important that both partners remember that they are now part of a team. So the scenarios are: one partner has a paid job and the other doesn't. Both partners would like to be working, but one is unemployed. One spouse earns considerably more than the other one, or one partner comes from a family that has money and the other doesn't. Supporting a growing family. Whether and when to have children is, among much else, a financial decision. Food, clothing, shelter, ballet, designer jeans, prom gowns, minivans, college tuition are all on the long list of child-related expenses. And that does not include expenses for offspring who have already left the nest. That's assuming your kids will leave the nest. Some never do. In South Africa, the cost of having and raising one child can easily reach 1.6 million for the average middle income family. That is more than 90,000 rand a year. Of course, having kids isn't just about the cost. If one partner cuts their hours, works from home, or leaves a career to raise children, couples should address how those changes will change the marriage dynamics, the assumptions about retirement, lifestyle, and more. Coping with extended family is another issue. Co-managing finances while respecting the goals, the needs and expectations each spouse has regarding the extended family can be very tricky. His parents need a new car. Her brother can't make the rent. His sister's husband lost his job. Now one spouse is writing a check out and the other wants to know why the money wasn't used to address needs at home or fund a vacation for us. When serious crisis arises like illness, major storm damage, unexpected death, the pressure can be magnified. Family money dynamics work the other way too. For example, his mum will pay to fly him home for the holidays. Her mum will fund a new car because the one she's driving is a Honda and not a Lexus. Her mom buys the grandkids extravagant gifts and his mom can't afford to match that kind of spending. The joys of a family often extend right into your wallet. How to handle money issues in a marriage. You and your partner need to be on the same page financially. Talk openly about your preferences for handling money, your goals for the future, and any concerns you have about how you jointly are handling your income. If you just can't come to an agreement, but your heart won't let you walk away, a prenuptial agreement may be an option. Just be aware that one partner may find it insulting. The best practice would be to first have a conversation about the financial anxieties that make one partner think a prenup is the best solution. If this is a second marriage for both partners, for example, they may have financial assets that they want to pass on to their respective children. If you have already said I do and you want more than vows to protect yourself, you may want to create a pain-free post-nuptial agreement, also called a marital contract. This marital contract can underline your love for each other, though it can be a hard sell that winds up undermining marital trust if it's not used as intended or framed the right way. Pay attention while you are dating and be honest about who you are and how you were raised. Talking about your views and feelings can help put both partners at ease, or at least let them know what to expect. Studies have shown that people with more power are more likely to act selfishly, impulsively, and aggressively and approach others with less empathy. Each partner in a marriage should ask themselves whether their behavior works towards the goal of a more kind, appreciative, and equitable relationship or not. How to make sure your relationship will last financial strain. When working together, couples can achieve more than singles can. If you are committed to a relationship, you and your partner owe each other a calm, honest conversation about each other's finances, habits, goals, and anxieties. Money problems involve discussions in which ego, anxieties about control, and notions of marital roles will have to be checked. If debt is an issue, couples can employ various tools and strategies to start paying off debt and get on a better financial footing. Having kids changes everything. Ideally, couples should communicate their expectations and ideas about how to raise and pay for them well before they are born. Couples who have trouble talking about money can seek the help of a financial advisor or a planner for unbiased advice. Enjoy the journey with your finances and your relationships.